All right, good Sunday morning. We are going to have a quick devotional on Philippians 4:6, inspired by my church service this morning. And it simply reads, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." This verse gives us kind of a clear direction and offers us real hope to us believers in Christ and those who are not believers if we encourage them. In Paul's letter to the Philippians, there's a number of things that they possibly could have been worried about during that time. He's writing to them when he's under house arrest under the Roman Empire, and the church in Philippi had supported his missionary work, and they were kind of concerned for his well-being because he was under house arrest and they were not able to see him. Apparently, there was some discord in the church at the time, with people acting selfishly. Can you imagine that? Not in this day and age, right? But they needed to focus on being the example of Christ. And there was also at that time false teachers who were attempting to kind of disrupt their confidence in Christ, and specifically Paul's teaching, by teaching that obedience to the law was necessary for salvation and not by faith alone, which is obviously not the case. And that discord in the church had kind of reached such a pinnacle or an apex that Paul called out two women by name and asked them specifically to get along with one another. But then he concludes his letter to warn everybody to, and I don't like to use it as a warning, even though it's really called an admonition, to rejoice in the Lord always. And he says, I will say it again, rejoice. The church was facing external pressures, internal problems, and they may have been wondering if it was even possible to break out in joyful celebration. So he reiterates that, rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice. But the real purpose of this is for them to just give everything over to Christ. And that's why it says, do not be anxious about anything, but in every, it doesn't say in some situations, it says in every situation. Ordeal, trial, whatever it may be, through prayer and petition, by praying and asking and being thankful, present it to God. So in these times of this divisive and division and just riots and protests and coronavirus and everything that's going on, unemployment, things like that, we need to turn everything over to God, because God is in control ultimately. And as believers, we have to continue to believe that and have that hope about that. So if you're anxious about anything today, in the days to come, the weeks ahead, do this. Take a moment, think about those situations, offer prayer to God, and ask God to take those burdens from you, or at least help you through them, and watch and see what happens. So in this week, let's not be anxious about anything. Let's bring all of our ordeals, our situations, through prayer and petition to God, and be thankful, and allow Him to help us alleviate those worries, those fears we have, because our hope is always in God and in Christ. So everybody have an amazing week, and let's focus on that. Don't be anxious. Just have faith in God. God will work everything out to our best purpose and for our genuine good. God bless you all.